Ask any elementary or preschool teacher and they will tell you she is a rock star in the children's book arena. In fact, she even has her very own tour bus. And these days it is full speed ahead for Jan Brett as she introduces her latest book. The Three Dassies is a delightful tale direct from South Africa. And Jan Brett joins us live this morning for more on her latest adventure. What a treat to have you here, Jan.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for bringing the bus, too.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to be the next 3 weeks.
And you're headed across the country, right?
Yes, yeah.
All right. Well, we had to clear the parking lot, but you got to take a look at this. This is your new book, The Three Little Dassies, right up there. You have all the characters on the bus, including all the way over here, the three little Dassies, who are the cutest little things. And clear it up for us. What exactly is a Dassie?
Well, it's an unusual animal. The scientific name is Hyrax, and they're not related to anything. They're kind of a branch of the animal family tree that just ended. Their closest relatives are elephant and aardvark, but they are only about the size of a loaf of bread.
Oh,
and they're very cute. They have kind of comical little faces.
And they have no idea how famous you have made them, do they? Tell us about your trip to Africa.
Well, we were at a camp, and these little creatures would scurry around the rocks and look there in family groups. They're very cute. And then you'd see the shadow of the eagle, which is huge. It's a Varro's eagle, and it's like 6 feet wingspan. It's just huge. And then they'd all dive into the rocks. And on the way home in the plane, I said, Joe, it's just like the Three Little Pigs. They live in their rock houses and no one can get them. I said, wait a minute, maybe that would be a book. And they are kind of chubby, and like pigs are kind of roundish, and they have the little tummies and no tails, so they have this like little round back.
So it's a tale based on the Three Little Pig kind of a thing. Yeah. Great story. You have the Agama man, who's the hero here, and he's what, a lizard?
He's a lizard, and they kind of look like people. They're, believe it or not, they're blue with red heads, but they kind of have a big head with a little neck, and then their arms and legs are articulated, kind of like a muscle man. So they look like they could be a hero, and they kind of peek over you in the rocks and check you out, seeing if you leave any little tidbits for them.
Oh, nice. You have so many beautiful illustrations in this book, and the clothes especially of those little Dassies. Well, gorgeous African garments.
There's a group of people, the Herero people, and that is their traditional clothing that they wear every day. They don't just wear it for special occasions. And they have those beautiful beads that are very fragrant. They're made of something like sandalwood, but it's not sandalwood. And so you always know when there's a woman around, you hear this rustling of their dresses and this beautiful fragrance and the beautiful bright colors. And so when I saw those dresses, I said, I have to put the Dassies in them. And of course, at one point they parachute down, so the dress is very functional in the story.
Very cute. There are a lot of hedgehogs in your books, and apparently there's a hedgehog in every book somewhere, right?
In every book, yeah.
Sometimes you have to find him?
Sometimes it's a challenge to find the hedgehog.
What's your fascination with hedgehogs?
I think the way they look, they're nocturnal, so they have the big eyes, and I always love Beatrix Potter's Miss Tiggy Winkle. And of course they appear in Alice in Wonderland as the croquet balls. And I think because they're don't live in the United States, they live in Europe and Africa, it's kind of a fascination. And that's also why I love Africa. It's so different. And when I go on the book tour, I love to have a chance to talk to the children. And I always say, would you ever go to Africa? And they go, no! I go, why not? And they'll say, I don't want to get eaten up. And I go, it's not like that. Aww. So I hope that one thing I can do is, besides having them give a book, which is always good for kids to be reading, is to tell them how wonderful it is to travel, to see the world and get ideas from all these wonderful places that you might not go unless you just say, hey, I'm going to go there someday.
The gingerbread baby books, is that Scandinavian? Those are so beautifully done.
One was set in Switzerland, and so I guess the second one is a sequel, so I guess set in. But I do go to Scandinavia a lot. I have a troll book in the works, and I have 3 other troll books. So, and one about elves, and one about a Tompkins. So there must be something about the far north that I really love.
Yeah.
Like the snow. I love snow. And
so you travel, you talk to the kids. What's the biggest question the kids have for you?
They want to know. They want to know how long they should be doing the drawing, because they, why doesn't mine look like yours? So I tell them, well, it takes an hour to do an inch. That would give them an
Hour and
idea.
inch, wow.
Then I tell them I don't have a timer. It's not like making cookies. But, you know, just in general, it takes me a long time. So now if you sit down and you just draw for a long time, you see what happens. Because a lot of times what happens is it takes over. You lose track of the time, and you're just drawing away and adding something here, adding something there.
Tell me about your style. You have such beautiful borders on the books, and on the sidelines, all kinds of things are happening. Maybe a little peek ahead to what's coming on the next page. I love your books. How did you develop that style?
You know, when I was little, I loved my books. I was very lucky to grow up in a house where my mom, and dad both read to me. And I loved the books that I felt like I could walk into the page, and you're in this other world. And in order to do that, you have to have all the kind of details, even if it's like in outer space. You just feel like there's a reality there, this other world kind of thing. And you know, I think it's funny that in cultures all over the world, people do the same things. They draw and add, and it is another world. There's something about us human beings that like to tell a story and to complete it and kind of transport the person. And I don't have a reason why we do it, but it's just creative. It's creative. So I want to encourage the kids to do that themselves, not just read books that I've written, but maybe write a book of their own. So this is what I love to do when I'm talking.
A couple of things that people may not know about you. Your husband is with the Boston Symphony Orchestra, and music's one of your inspirations.
Oh, I get so many ideas listening to him play the double bass.
It sounds like a perfect relationship, right? Working off of each other.
I don't know if it could get much better. We have a really good time.
And also, you both like chickens, I hear.
Well, just me.
He puts up with them.
He's okay with them, and he likes the ducks, but he's not really a big chicken person. He likes animals. He thinks they're funny. Sometimes we'll be driving in the car to a chicken show, and he'll let one ride on his shoulder. So that's going pretty far.
That's a good husband.
All right.
Quickly, my final question. What's your favorite Jan Brett book?
Oh, it's the one I'm working on. Because I never know how it's going to come out. As a matter of fact, I got my fingers crossed. Will I have finished it in time? But it has trolls, and in there I've got a little troll character. And you know, you think that I've done this for a while, that I'm going to be sure that everything's going to be right. I never am. I'm always like, it's going to be okay.
You certainly have an attention to detail that has worked out beautifully.
Oh, well, thank you for noticing that. It sounds like you're a very visual person yourself.
Yes, and I have 3 little kids who love Aunt Sassy Frost from the Easter egg book the best. That's their favorite character.
I love it when they get their little pointer finger out and they look at everything.
We thank you so much, Jan Brett, for being here.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
Good luck on the tour. And again, Jan Brett's new book is called The 3 Little Dassies, and she's hosting a book signing this evening at Willow's Books and Cafe in Acton, Massachusetts from 5 to 7 p.m. Also, check out our website, janbrett.com, for all kinds of fun stuff, including coloring pages and behind-the-scenes videos. We'll be right back with Danielle's Weekend Forecast.